still got to consider that.
So I'd like to know, do I have a copy of it? It's got to be written down somewhere.
It's not so very. Because everything to do with the very special circumstances is case by case basis. There isn't a sort of set template for what is very special. It's based on that location and the circumstances at that time. So from a planning application perspective, there are different things that would be considered.
So if I wanted to build on Greenbelt, it would be really good for the council to Greenbelt.
Oh, alright, it's alright. No, I'm just reading the list, it's alright.
But we're not building anything though. So at the moment, what we're suggesting... No, it's all Greenbelt. Yeah, but we're not building...
All Greenbelt.
What we're trying to So at the moment, we're in a system where we get planning applications. Yes, the planning application comes in by a developer, and then that land is sort of planning permission gets determined by either officers or by planning committee. Exactly.
So your local plan.
Yeah. So what we're trying to look at now through a new local plan is basically what are the policies and sites that we want to see the borough grow in the next 15 to 20 years. So at the moment, our local plan doesn't include any sites, and we've got less than a year's housing supply, which means we're in a really vulnerable position where that lack of housing supply can be used as part of the case for development.
For who? Because I don't see, I never see any of these things social planning.
Sorry.
I never ever see any social planning come under these plans. And when they do go forward, I mean the knowledge is out there now, we've only got to look for it and it's there. Right? When they do go forward, to start off with...
I think we can take copies of these, I'm not sure. But I think it's them ones we can't take. Oh, right, got you. Yeah, they don't, it says library coffee only, see, so... But you could take all them, yeah.
Loads of them, if you like. What about floods? Because the whole of along, we're all flooding anyway, everyone's starting to flood all the way along as it is. So what about the floods? What about the fact that the A13's collapsing because it can't cope with the water coming down, coming through?
And all of these
And
things.
the air pollution?
And the air pollution. We've already got one of the highest asthma rates in the country, and how can we have such a high one as London, but we've got it. And so you forget about pollution. And then when you are building, is it sustainable? Is it eco? Is it efficient? Yeah, I've seen all the buildings that are going up and none of them are.
It's not eco if it's going on Greenbelt. Why can't you get a brown belt site? The end of Fourth Road here was a past industrial site. Why can you not build them on there?
So we've looked at the potential for building just on brownfield sites, and the challenge with that at the moment is to do with viability. So a lot of those brownfield sites tend to be kind of in an employment use or in a historic employment use.
Or earmarked to extend the port.
And employment land is more valuable than residential housing. So what we're struggling with is we're struggling for these brownfield sites to come forward because they don't actually need that land. We would be very supportive of brownfield sites coming forward where they're built to the right sort of standards and all the rest of it, and those more detailed matters around kind of traffic and infrastructure are dealt with. We are very supportive.
So this is something then that needs. Well, this then needs to be something where we're in the environment that we're in now. Local government needs to get together with central government and say the laws need to be changed. If people own brownfield land, then there needs to be a law put in place when housing is needed that it's done now, that they are made to be able to do it. Because if I want to build on greenfield land and I had loads of money, I could. Because Section 79 says you can, as long as it's, costs lots of money and it's exceptional, we can have it. So if you're very rich, you build.
That's what looking for. Not worried about us.
And in fact, as officers, we are very, very careful that we don't set a precedent.
But if there's no guidelines for that, how do you know?
Because if there was a guideline, then people would just do it.
Yes, I understand that.
So they would just go through and say, okay, very exceptional means zero carbon. They put zero carbon everywhere. The idea is that it has to be based on that local space, what the needs are of that.
But there's still got to be guidelines for that local space. Otherwise, how do you set it out?
And these consultations are a really good way of us understanding those local priorities, so that when we do get applications, and we can determine whether it is very special or not, because it might not be. And a lot of the time with officers, in our planning reports, and you've seen applications coming in for greenbelt sites we are saying that they haven't met that very special circumstances, that the decisions are going to planning committee, and planning committee might be ultimately that's their life and other elected members on that.
So this means it goes to cabinet.
So this document now, so the next
Things
step
go to council, and the council says something, but because Thurrock's got a cabinet with a few people in it, they make the real decisions.
So this decision to go out for this conversation.
The ones that lost us all that money. The ones that lost us £1 billion.
This decision.
That's really nice to know.
I didn't say that, so it's not
No, we
cabinet.
said it.
Yeah, but cabinet didn't make a decision on this document before council did. So that was the point. We don't go to cabinet. I haven't gone to cabinet.
Right, so how does it work then?
it.
So
Well, what
you get it come, you've written this plan up, you might turn around and say no.
Yeah.
That this doesn't.
You're not interested in this? I know about it.
And then they protest
right.
against it. And then what? Who do they protest against?
So at the moment, what we're doing is we
I
haven't got
understand that,
This is a conversation document to have with communities.
Exactly.
Use this feedback to figure out which sites we're actually going to include within the draft plan. So there isn't a plan yet. The plan doesn't exist.
Right, so
this is the stage before that.
So you
Right, but
understand?
if they're on the
We need
local,
people to
no, I
understand.
need
A
to
lot
say
of
to
people
you what
may
you just
not
said. If they're on the
understand.
local plan, then that means that if they're not on the local plan, they've got no chance of getting it. But if they are, they've got a chance of getting it. And on that local plan,
But that's not the local
everywhere.
plan. That's not the local plan.
Well, where is the local plan then?
It's not been written yet. The point is,
Why is it saying it's a local plan?
So is this a
What
draft
you
local plan? Is that what you're
local
saying?
plan?
initial
That's what it says.
proposals. So we haven't got a draft plan
Everywhere
yet.
you've put on it,
It's been going for 10 years, this local plan
Because
is.
there isn't an opportunity at the moment for brownfield sites. There are opportunity
But there
areas
are brownfield
identified.
sites here.
Yeah.
You said they're not coming forward, so why can the council not approach them?
So we do actively try and approach land promoters. I can't think of a specific example within Stanford-le-Hope and Corringham, but do you know where Titan Works is in Grays, the employment site just behind the
About
town
this before
centre?
type work, yeah.
There's a big employment site just behind the town centre. When we were doing our core strategy back in 2015, the aspiration was that sites like that would come forward for
I don't think it's
residential.
happening now.
There are employment sites in existing urban area that actually we think will be better as residential close to a town centre. It went onto the open market and an employment provider bought it. They were outbid all the housing people that had bid on it were outbid. Because essentially the land values for industrial are much higher than land values.
That's where the
We're not having a round of more, do we?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they've done it to relatives of mine.
So we can if there are very, very good reasons to do so, but there are obviously financial implications associated with that.
Well, financial implications, as we said, you lost the millions, and so we're looking at.
So
I know
it
it was
is-
you. I know it was.
It's unlikely that compulsory purchase is something that we would be able to do en masse. And at the moment, when we're looking at the brownfield sites and realistically what could come forward within opportunity areas that we've identified, we're only looking at about sort of 7,500 new homes coming forward over the next 15 to 20 years. And our needs are higher to 26,000.
All of those opportunity sites, though, are all on Greenbelt, aren't they?
No, the new neighbourhoods are. The opportunity areas are in existing places. So
Can council speak?
It's a list.
Oh, sorry. So these are places where we do the other side of the railway, but it needs to be done in kind of an incremental or planned way. So what we're not saying in those is that you would demolish everything and start again. It's about looking within those areas and how we introduce new uses, maybe on the map part of it, but it needs to come forward as part of that sort of planned sort of leg thing. Sorry, I'm going to keep moving around. Just trying to
Make sure the space is Greenbelt. One of the things is you're not supposed to be spreading those for joining up towns.
Yes, correct.
Right. But they would be if they did it on that top bit where it's right next to Landing Hills Country Park and that other little bit in West Holden where they want to build a new town, because Essex Wildlife Trust have informed me that they want to build an entire new town.
It's on the
On the-
Yeah.
On the opposite side of the boundary, so where you look at where, sorry, let me try to get a map from the back.
I think I've got one here.
I'll scroll my document.
Nobody in our area knows these meetings is happening.
No.
There's been no.
And I've been advertising it
promotion,
for- yeah.
There's been no leaflets.
I've
No
been
advertising, no
advertising.
posters. So I'm taking this to hand these out.
Yeah, so where you are here now, so you've got, so do you have a door on this side? So here,
I know. I know.
you've got
That's what I'm
kind
telling you.
of Brentwood.
I go to Thurrock. I go to
So that's
So I know the
northern suburbs.
Yeah,
we can support park up here, which Brent would now charge us for the privilege of being able to go in there.
Yeah.
And that is a country park of historical significance. It comes all the way down from Brentwood, all the way down to the A127.
Yeah.
Right, and towards Leyden Hills. All of this was all historical woodland at some point.
Yeah.
And they've already built on some of the ones next to the park at Thorndon, and you now want to join all of that up with a new town.
So it's not what we want. So at the moment we're trying to have, like I said before, it's not a draft plan. We're trying to have a conversation on what people think about potential development sites, so we can work out which ones are included within that draft plan.
Right.
So any information.
So this is just you collecting information,
Yes.
but like we say, the local people haven't been informed of this. So are you now then going to contact your team that's supposed to let people know and make sure that everybody, not just sticking it on some internet thing, because there's a lot of elderly people around here, make sure that everybody actually knows so they can put in their say, because at the moment they don't know, right? And then also, how are we going to be informed as time goes on as to what the outcomes are and as to whether these things are really going to happen, when we found out about this by some nice person who printed it up themselves and put it for our front door. Otherwise none of us know. And all of a sudden, like on the telly today, where someone's got an industrial unit being built right on the bottom of their garden, that's what's going to be happening to everybody.
Yeah.
And I will be putting a letter of complaint in to say that the public have not been
Consulted.
told. They've not been told of something.
No,
The
you
public
can't
have
just
been
stick
left
it on,
in the
on your
dark.
internet thing, because like I said, people don't sit there looking, is there going to be any housing done? I'll have a look tomorrow, I'll have a look the next day.
I mean, there
Just
has,
appears.
there has been a lot of stuff that's been done on social media, but I agree there should have been more in terms of print.
But social media isn't the answer. This is all digital. I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram, I don't use them, I don't like the internet, right? And there's a lot of people, elderly people, who don't use it at all. We need to be notified through getting a letter front door.
Leaflets,
We need
posters, knocking on the door.
Let us know, and not just for something that's
Physically,
right at the bottom of our road, but for something, it concerns us all for our entire area. It has a knock-on effect. The wellness of your local people is going down since COVID, and I know this because I've got people who work in that industry, and they've told me how the wellness of people has gone right down and how majorly they were affected by they couldn't go outside in COVID. We all know this, and yet we want to get rid of all the green spaces. So I mean, even these little ones, even the little ones dotted around, we shouldn't be doing more building in the towns we've already got. We should be putting more green spaces in there. Who will we housing? Because I looked on the internet today, and apparently the reason why we've got no where to put our homeless people is because we've housed all the homeless people from London, so Essex has none left. Really?
So are we getting
No,
paid
you
to
have
do
Basildon
that?
Council houses from Hackney.
That's to defend the council, which is something that I don't do that often. That is not true. That you just said about the London. There are a significant number of properties on the private market that London boroughs like Newham, for example, come in and buy up on the private market.
Yeah.
There's nothing Thurrock Council can do to stop that.
Right.
It's like you've got two houses, you decide to rent one out, you decide who you rent it out to.
Well, I'm informed that there's a whole unit being built in Basildon, and that was.
Well,
on their
that's
plan.
not. That may well be. But if it's being funded, it'll be being funded by Hackney, who bought the land and whatever, and then they will pay for that transition, whatever. But as a local authority, you cannot control. You can only control half of what happens around you, and in that instance, where Thurrock Council does have an element of control in terms of, and it's interesting you refer to them as homeless people. For example, the council's just bought, if you know St Margaret's, where they built Fairview was built for the open commercial market as a building, and for whatever reason there were issues in selling it or whatever, so the council stepped in last year and bought that building for £3.5 million, and all those flats are now being used to house people who are temporarily homeless. Now, some of those people will be people who have come back to Thurrock from outside the borough, so that's where the myth may come from, but they are ostensibly, to get in there as a Thurrock resident, you have to have a provable Thurrock connection. And what's happening is Thurrock is actually bringing them back into the borough, because the council is also obligated to pay if they're out of the borough. So whenever you're homeless, where the funding for that comes from is by statute, by the government, the local authority where they originate from has to pay for a significant amount of it. So it makes financial sense to bring it back. Where I would disagree with what's happened at Fairview is there are about 8,000 people on a housing waiting list, many of them have been on it for many, many years, who would love and cherish a home on Fairview and become part of the local community. There are a number of flats that are there. They're all, and I don't mean it in a nasty sense, but they're all going to be transient people who will move on. And then another group of people will come in, and then they will move on. So I sat on the planning application for that particular building, and the developer came and talked at great length, because it was a very controversial planning application, and he talked about how it would be built as homes for new families to become in and permanent members of the Stanford community. And therefore, Terry Piccolo sat on that planning application, and Terry would support that. But what's happened is we've now got a building that's used for, as I say, not in a negative way, the transient people. So I believe that's a breach of planning, but it's done and dusted. But the myth about outside councils coming in and buying up Thurrock Council houses, taking Thurrock Council house space or social housing, that is not true. I promise you that does not happen. But they can come and build in Thurrock in the same way as if you won the pools, you could go and build what you like somewhere else.
I understand that, yeah.
Right, but with any buildings that are going on around here, any whatsoever to do with homes, there is no affordable housing for the young people. There's no social housing, and there's no affordable private housing. I know this because two of my children have had to move out of the area because of it. They can't even afford to rent here.
I'm out of the country. They've been priced out.
Exactly.
Absolutely agree with you. The problem is the definition of, people talk about affordable housing and social housing. The two things are completely separate. Affordable housing could be a shared equity like you've got down on the green, where they say it's affordable to young people who are starting up on their first step on the housing ladder. We're making it affordable by taking 50% share in the bill. So that's the use of the word affordable there. In terms of council housing, yes, you're quite right. There is very little built. That the only scheme on the drawing board for Thurrock Council for the coming next 18 months is 20 homes that they are planning to build at a particular site in the borough. But the council hasn't even got the money for that, so the council is now going to the government to ask for permission to borrow the money to build those homes. So we're basically in a no-go situation at the moment because of everything that's gone on. Like it or lump it, it's gone on. So we are hogtied. And in fairness to Kirsty and their teams, they are restricted in certain things that they can and can't do. But if ever you want to ask, by all means, about the situation. But I just come back to this often perpetuated myth that Thurrock Council House properties are being given to people from Newham and wherever. That I promise you that. Well, it may well be. Who's for me to criticise journalists? But it is a myth. Not necessarily. If you actually read the original story, even the original story on Essex Live, I'll bet you're not reading the people are not reading the actual story. They're reading the comments. And that's the danger of social media.
I don't read the comments.
Anyway, sorry, I'm interrupting on your space.
No, that's okay. So in terms of, can we go back to the cumulative greenbelt thing, because I appreciate there's lots that you want to cover. So when you look at the moment, so at the moment we've got this piece of land here that's being promoted to us. We've got this bit of land, and as I've explained before, whether we like those proposals or not, there is somebody that wants to do something there. So if we are saying that this isn't appropriate, this isn't appropriate, this isn't appropriate, this isn't appropriate, we have to have really, really good reasons as to why not. So what I've been encouraging people through these sessions is to really, when you're responding back to the consultation, is to not just say no, all the reasons why. Okay, and some of those will be backed up by other bits of evidence that we have. Some of them might just be your local insight and intelligence, and that's really valuable too. But we're also asking, so the Environment Agency get consulted on this, so thinking about flood risk. Essex and Suffolk Water have consulted, so thinking about that water point that you made earlier around water supply.
Sewage.
The NHS, education departments, they all get consulted. Without this,
And the people
we
on
can't.
that pipeline.
Yes, but without this map, without this map, without something to talk to, how can we ask their opinions? So the whole point of this is to have that next stage of the conversation. And as we start working through all the comments, we might need to commission a bit more evidence. We might need to go back out and speak to people again.
Yeah.
The idea is that helps us work out which of the sites that we think are the right sites for Thurrock for the next sort of 15 to 20 years. But that's not going to stop people from putting in planning applications in the interim, because we are in a really dangerous place because we don't have that pipeline, that supply. So what we want to show the government and what we want to do is try and create a plan for the borough that works for the borough, rather than something that's being imposed on us or coming forward in that very haphazard way. Yeah, so I wouldn't take everything on this. And again, going back to that decision that members made back in December, nobody endorsed these sites. What they did was they approved us to go out and talk to people. And that means not just people like yourselves, it's local businesses, it's those other stakeholders, the Essex Pacific Water and whatnot. So back to this point here around the kind of the Greenbelt Gap, and it's a really, really good one, because you've got Brentwood that have the local plan there. You've also got in Basildon here a bit of land that's being promoted, and you've got more land in Brentwood that's being promoted again. So we are really conscious of the fact that you have got that kind of narrowing of that strategic Greenbelt gap. So we've done an initial piece of work on the Greenbelt several years
the fact that
ago.
all of this is historical, because it all linked up together at one point. It was all one big
And
historic
you can tell the
estate.
woodlands because of the bluebells you've got, that's ancient woodlands.
But they have already built on some of the land up here at the Basildon Council Cockcrow. They've already built on some of that bluebell woods behind the hospital. They've already actually built on Greenbelt, and I'm hoping that Thurrock is actually going to do something good for once and use their brains and not start destroying all that Greenbelt, because it is happening everywhere around us.
I mean, I think it's highly unlikely that the plan we put forward would include no Greenbelt development. That we are going to have to think, because we've got such a limited amount of land that's available to us that can potentially come forward. And when we're thinking about housing needs, I mean, the point you made about children that are having to kind of move away, that's just, we've got a really constrained supply at the moment. And it's not just about the number of homes, it's the types of homes that are being built. Because as Councillor Spate's right, you know, we've got the affordable housing definition in legal terms, but then there are homes that are affordable to people.
And it's not affordable either, because again, I know people have done it, but it works out, it's not affordable, it's more expensive now.
Loads of buildings empty, and loads of buildings are empty in Grays. Okay, loads of buildings are empty. I know there's different lands, there's shops, etc. If they're lying empty, why can something not be done with that? I mean, in Lampett's Hill, above the shops, they put an extra tier. They did at the town centre as well. So there was shops, there was flats, and they put an extra tier at the top. I don't know who did that, but that's a good idea. That's already being used as residential. So we're not against you building homes. We understand that you need to build homes for people. It's just where you're going to build it.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, a lot of the feedback that we get from this is people understand. Obviously, the population within Thurrock is growing. We speak to lots of people who've got families, they've got children. Those children are going to grow up, and people are living longer. And it's not just about the number of homes; it's the type of homes. We've spoken to loads of people at these events that are in homes that actually aren't suitable for them anymore. They either need a bigger home because their family's grown, or they're in a house that they don't want to be in because it's too big, it costs too much to heat, but there is nothing small enough for them to move to within their community, and they don't want to leave their community because they've got all those connections and relationships.
You don't want to move, it's bad for your health to move.
So I think the other thing that's really important, and again, noting the fact that we have got Corringham Centre there and sort of Stanford-le-Hope Centre, and thinking about how we could kind of work with those. If there are specific housing needs within an area, I'm not just talking about kind of things on the Greenbelt now, across the board, it's really useful to get some insights on that as well. We are going to try and push for kind of some smaller family-sized housing that are more affordable for people to access, not affordable homes necessarily. And that's one of the things that we can do, because a lot of the times they come in with these applications and there's a load of kind of 4-bed executive style housing, and they're at a certain price point. They're at a certain price point, and we haven't got at the moment the tools to really be able to kind of push back and shape those. So the final plan when it comes together isn't just sites, there's a whole host of policies that feed feed into it as well. So if you haven't done, I'd recommend that you also look at the survey that we've got on Your Place, Your Voice, because that talks about those more general kind of points, which again are really helpful for us for building up a picture around what the local community needs, priorities are, aspirations, because the plan we've got at the moment doesn't really speak to the local very well. What it is it's a set of policies and we apply them across the whole borough, whereas actually we know from going out and speaking to people there are certain areas, and in those areas there are particular things that are of really importance to them. There's also things that go across the board as well, but actually then this all helps us build up this local intelligence and understand how we want to kind of structure the plans and policies to give us the right tools going forward to say no to the right, and say yes to the things that we do like. And this kind of conversation is a key part within that. But it's not a draft plan. Please do not go away thinking that these are the sites. This is a key step in us figuring out what those sites are. But without this, we can't get this reaction.
Yeah.
And if we'd come to you and we had a whole plan worked up already, you guys
marching down
exactly.
We might be doing that yet.
Exactly. And what we want to do is we want to kind of use this as an opportunity to really kind of touch base with people again, because the last time we went out to consultation we were showing like these big circles all over the place and nobody could really kind of engage with that. So we wanted to give something that gave a bit more of a clearer steer, but recognising the fact that a lot of the detail is still to be worked on, and actually this conversation helps inform that next stage.
Can I just ask you a question which I think is relevant? Why on this particular plan and this time you have completely negated to put the Lower Dunton Village application on there, because it fundamentally impacts on this and whatever, but you've got basically what you've not been, if you're not aware, just there's going to be 3,700 new homes, of which will impact on Thurrock, because the people are going to be transiting down the A128.
Yeah.
It's basically a Brentwood Council planning application with a degree of support from Basildon, so it's not Thurrock's problem. But
but we can still bring it up.
But I think it is relevant. No, in terms of you think you need to come up with reasons. You need to come up with reasons why you support or you dispute. What I'm saying is you also need to be equipped with all the facts.
Yeah.
So I would go away and research that. It's actually quite a good plan in terms of it's got infrastructure, it's got 2 schools, it's got shops, it's whatever. It's an entire new village, which is something that I'd like to take that blueprint and bring it into our. But it's not for me to say, but it's for you to say that's what you would like to see as a proposal. To say, if you're going to bring forward a plan for a new housing estate on a new road in Stanford West, which is on the plan there, and there are 4 different sites for housing on that plan, and which ones are you're close to. Have a think about it. Think about how you think that will impact on the town centre, how it will impact on transport, how it will impact on health and school and whatever. And I know it's a pain to either write it in longhand or do go online and do it and come up with your constructive thoughts. Because then Terry and myself will also see them and we'll be able to discuss it. We'll be able to talk to Kirsty and her team and try and see. A lot does rely upon you, but you also do need to be informed. And to be fair, that's outside the borough, and this is the Thurrock draft local plan. But I do think things like that will be influential. It's the same. There are some developments planned for Pitsea. Some of them are industrial or whatever, but they will impact on traffic and things like that. So you need to look at areas in the round.
Water and sewage.
I mean,
I'm trying not to hit
That's
people.
all right. No, you're right.
in terms of that kind of what's happening surrounding. So we
Oh, that one's about greys.
I often feel like part of this field. And I feel a lot of residents feel like they're talking to a delivery. And the students say, go away and do it online. Not everybody can do that or wants to do it.
When you're 80, you can't do it, can you? Yeah, but you can. My mum's got it on.
I'm just going to put this out here. I'm going back. Right, okay. Oh. Oh, got to have a walk about, guys. Oh, that's raining again, isn't it? Oh, has that gone under there? That could stay under there. Oh, is it all working? Oh. Oh. Doors open up for you here.
It'd be nice to see some more. This is me and Gary.
Oh. Your place, your voice, your baggage, yeah, I know. Oh.
Still dancing?
Yeah, we're not stroller size anymore. I'm doing Zumba.
All right. It sort of lost, once it moved out of there, it sort of lost its way, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it moved about, because it didn't go down very well. They weren't very welcoming in at the Pegasus Club, were they?
Pegasus, no. That's what I thought now. I can't even get my scooter in there. They kept having to go for sodding. Yeah. So I'll do Zumba now.
It's a place, it's a waste of a facility, that is.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is, isn't it?
It's dying on its ass.
Yeah, exactly.
It's seriously losing a lot more.
Yeah.
With a bit of luck, it'll be on the market again.
Yeah. So you didn't go to the one on Sunday, did you?
I've got enough on my plate without doing too many other ones.
That
she lost the bag, didn't she, on Sunday? And started saying about, I'm on my day off and all this.
Yeah.
And she wasn't on a day off, she is getting paid.
Yeah.
And even if she was on a day off, she shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, and she's saying, it's very hot in here, isn't it? It's like stepping away from her and all that, but here we go. Yeah.
Don't put a cardigan on then.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They're all out to dry. I feel sorry for them. They're all out to dry. They're trying to defend the indefensible.
Yeah. But this has been 10 years in the making. I even told Shane this when he was walking around with the new councillor, wasn't he? Not interested. He's going, we've not got the infrastructure and all that. So you're not bloody interested in infrastructure, are you? So don't even bother going there, you know. And this is too small an area. They need to engage more with a bigger area.
This is supposed to. The thing that gets me about this is also supposed to be about Stanford.
Yes, and it's nothing.
So it's Stanford West and Stanford East and Corringham Town as a team.
Exactly.
Not Horndon, not East Tilbury.
I told him this on Sunday. They're not interested.
It's about people in this ward.
Yes, I said to him. She said to me, "Look at the bigger picture." I said, "What bigger picture?" I'm looking at Corringham and Stanford.
I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested. I don't give a shit what happens in Avery or
exactly,
Ockenden or whatever. As a resident, I live here. I live on London Road. I want to know how you're going to stop these drains flooding every time it rains. How are you going to stop this? How are you going to do that? You know, how are you going to start building
on it, so they should see it. They're not interested. They've not been interested for 10 years. Look at the stuff I put forward. And then they want to took it off themselves, didn't they?
No, they'll write this up in a positive. They'll write this up how they want it. They'll have written what residents are going to say. I mean, look at what is the point of that board there?
Exactly what I saw with them. Yeah, I know.
What is the point?
I know. Dave was running around like a clue outside saying they're stupid, Lee. So I said, what can I do?
Isn't it interesting, look?
Yeah.
Little things. Nobody's interested in making more jobs.
No one's interested in infrastructure that they're going to lose.
Nobody's more opportunities for communities to come together.
Yeah.
We're not worried about
All
that.
they're interested in someone with a lot of money coming in and saying, I'll do that, but I'm 10 years away
the
from
one
that.
that's got the most. So the one that got the most. Better public transport, making people feel safe, better health, community and education, and a better infrastructure. You know, and the preservation of culture and heritage. What do? We shut down. We show no support to, Corringham Light Railway. No support. Didn't get an ounce of support.
Exactly. Then they're going to do it themselves. They say, we can put green spaces in for Corringham Light Railway, but we'll run just off your bit. No, invite me in, mate, because I'm interested in helping you lot out. And you all close your door on me.
I know.
But I'm glad you're a counsellor because you understand. So, but Shane's is an absolute joke.
And to be fair, Terry don't exactly cover you with confidence, does he? Why don't you stand it?
I wish I could, but
why?
I don't know how you do it, do I?
Do you understand? Where do you live?
Right.
Well, why don't you stand in Stanford West as an independent? I'll do it all for you.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Local candidate. I'll do the posters. I'll pay for them. and I'll help distribute them.
All right then.
We'll meet and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
all right?
okay. I don't mind.
And we'll write a little bit. I mean, you've got my email, haven't you?
Yeah.
Send me a few. I'll post some posters.
What's your email again? I can't remember.
Neil.spay@nub.news is the best.
Yeah, nub.news. Yes, I said nub.news. Yeah, I know.
Seriously, I need local people to stand. You'd be perfect. There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
I haven't got a candidate for Stanford West.
Oh right.
You live in the area?
Yeah, I do. I've been here for.
I'll do all the forms. I'll fill in all the forms. All you need is 2 people to nominate you. I'll nominate you. I mean, Mrs. will nominate you.
All right.
Job done. And then just give you a little bit of background of what you do for a living and what your things are.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. I'll pay for the. You know, like I had a poster on mine.
Yeah.
When you saw it, I'll get
You've
you one of
got to
them.
find a way.
I'll get you some of them, and I'll do you some. I think it's 4,000 leaflets, and I'll help you distribute them. Well, I don't want you distribute them. We'll distribute them for you.
But long as they're not all written, what do you call it? All the spelling mistakes and all that. Did you see all the spelling mistakes that Shane had?
Well, you'll get to see it anyway. But seriously, write me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
And whatever. I'll pull a leaf. Find me a nice picture that you enjoy of yourself.
Yeah.
And then what you want to be in this community. Are you serious? It's only a year. But then it's a new election. You might like it, you might not. If you don't like it, because you're well enough known as well, and you stand up for the local community.
Yeah, bloody well too. Yeah, I know.
Brilliant. Oh, that's worth me coming in now.
You don't mind me. I don't mind doing anything.
Yeah, stand as an independent.
Yeah,
brilliant.
independent. I just don't mind. I've just had enough of
and apart from anything else, you get 9,000 quid.
Oh, do we? Oh, right.
It's 9,600. I pay bloody, because it takes me over the higher rate tax bracket, they tax me at 40% on it.
Oh.
So, but I don't do it for that.
No.
I've never done it for that. But there is an amount of money. Since people say call it expenses, it's a set allowance you get every month for a year, and you get, and that doesn't change unless if you like Shane or people like that, you sit on a committee as a chair, you can get another load of money and another load of money. But I do it. I mean, I give mine away. I bought people wheelie bins. It's the council charge you for wheelie bins. So I've had some old people who've had the wheelie bins nicked, and the council said it's not. I said, I'll buy the wheelie bins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I spent money on like when the for the memorial service Remembering Sunday. They had new sheets this year. I don't know whether you know it. The new that was all complete new done and reprinted. I paid for them 400 quid.
Wow. Oh, nice.
So it's council money, but it should go to local. But I don't do this. In fact, it's actually cost me. I had to give up part of my job to do this, but. Yeah, no, it'll make a difference. Oh, great, I'm pleased.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome on board.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Don't tell Terry he'll be pretty good there, because that's who you're going up against.
Oh, no. How's he doing it then?
Yeah, Terry's standing for the Conservatives.
Oh, right, in the West.
Stanford West. He's going to stand again.
What about Stanford East, though? That's what I'm under.
Yeah, no, but you can stand for Stanford West. You can stand for Stanford East if you want, but I think Roy Jones is going to do it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And he stood before.
Oh, he stood before. Oh, right.
You know, he goes to I think he's going to go for Stanford East and Corringham Town.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it would be Stanford West, but it's the same issue. Stanford Town Centre.
Yeah.
Or, and I end up at Corringham Forum and everywhere, and we all stand together.
I want to start getting in the Corringham Forum again. Yeah.
Well, I want a Stanford Forum.
Yeah, I know.
But we've been trying to get one going, but nobody's interested in attending.
No, they done one, didn't they? And they failed again. So.
Again, you need the local leadership to inspire people.
Yeah.
You see, this is where now Kirsty's now spent 45 minutes talking to one person, which I get, it's good, but she should say, can I hand you on to my colleague? She's the senior planner.
I understand that.
So she should now go and talk to some other people. 45 minutes she's been talking to.
It's over 2 hours last time I was there.
Yeah, and she's talking, so she now should go and talk to somebody else and just hand over to one of the other people.
Exactly.
She's just badly managed.
It is badly managed, but it's what we expect from them. That's the problem, and I don't like that. We have to expect this.
But it's a bit about when the lady said about that. It does bug me the bit about councils coming in and that doesn't. It's an urban myth. It's just not true.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
There are, but they're buying the houses.
But it's
no one council, and
the
they're
problem is because we haven't got the infrastructure around here. They're getting people in from Scotland, Ireland, all over the place just to say, come and build us an house down here. We'll give you the money and all that. But they're not looking at what they've put up with for 10 years. Water flooding, all that. None of that is on the infrastructure thing. They're not interested in that. And if they're not interested in it, why do we bother?
Good.
You know, we have done 10 years of this, haven't we?
Oh, yeah,
10 years, yeah.
I mean, I've lived here for 20 years.
Same here.
I came to Stanford in April 2004.
Yeah.
So in 2 months' time, I've been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
My kids have gone through.
I've been here since 71.
My kids have gone through St Clair's School.
Yeah.
They started blooming babies. They've gone to local schools and they've been in the Scouts and all the other shit in Stanford.
Yeah.
You know, I know Stanford inside out.
Yeah. But
It's the longest I've lived anywhere in the
Yeah, exactly, but no one is interested. Yeah. But it really bugs me that they want to show the whole picture, when really you come in here, mate, show us our picture. Yeah. Well, once they start sorting that out, then I'll start listening, but at the moment I don't want to know.
How important is the Thames?
Yeah. He's waiting for the money, isn't he? He's just waiting for the money, isn't he? They didn't have these at the on the Kynan one. That's greys. He's interested in greys.
Well, it's the Thames side.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's what they're going to do in the museum, so that probably interests you.
I know, but it should
Which
be.
is shocking.
I know, but it should be. We should have all open reach runs, really. Because even what's his name said, didn't he? Shane, he wants to do one in Fobbing, doesn't he?
I found out today, the council, they've had very little, they're promising this new access road, but they haven't had discussion with people.
They'll probably get that wrong as well, like the other A13.
Hold on, June. Your dad's been there. Just finished here. Your dad's been there. This is really there.
You alright? Yeah, fine.
A lot of these sites.
Yeah, it's a good turnout in Kynan as well. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah.
So at this point, we have sites, even for private sector, which we're trying to figure out how to do. Because if we haven't really we do run that risk, but our landlord and inspectors might not be on that. So it's really important to have So at this point, yes, those are only ways. What do you like, what don't you like, what else can change? And then we can make maybe make actually make charges.
So which three things need to be prioritised in Thurrock? Well,
Okay, yeah, of course.
I mean, you've got on your doorstep, you've got the new Lower Dump Village, which has just annoyed me that they've not referenced it. That's 3,700 houses. They're going to be good. So that's going to they're going to go into
Anyways, I'm having to speak to you.
What's the about?
Choose three. You choose three. I'm going to choose three.
Housing, essentially allotments, areas. So it's just about trying to gather detail.
It's not the detailed work of the Wolfram Village.
Yeah. So this picture is an old planning application. It's still live actually, it hasn't been determined. And that came in, I think, about 2015. It's called Williamson's Farm. And what they were suggesting is 750 new homes and land for and land for a kind of railway interchange. That application has never
Public transport would be an ideal one, really.
and actually
Use so many bloody cars.
different local, it's not just one person basically. There's about 5 different groups. What we were trying to work out is,
Do you want some of this now?
in Cornwall, what would you get as a result of that? And is that something that the local community would be supportive of? And likewise with this here, that's actually just one promoter that's promoting that, and they're looking at a new settlement.
That's what we want to sell.
Basically, it would be there would almost be like a whole place within itself. Yeah, we don't say the word town, but yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, no, they've done it. It's been done right up to October, and then they brought it up till January. I think it might just stopped again. But for the last year, they were doing all buses for £2.
Sorry, I just where are you going?
Well, we've spoken to them about the drainage. Obviously, on the old lake it's absolutely horrendous, the drainage. But obviously, if this all goes ahead, it's just going to be in between the 5 Bells roundabout and the Eastern Garage on the old A13. Yeah.
So you're more in the actual corridor one is more their plan for all the houses on the back of you. You're saying the corridor?
Yeah, it's
That's got a massive, and the new station.
this one here. So we're up here. Yeah. This here is just going to cause so much traffic. That's right, in Bobby, just over the railway bridge. They're trying to make another thing.
I mean, and the other part of this is an opportunity. This the pink here where you're talking about all this area here.
Well, the bit that I don't get is this was obviously a green belt at some point. Green belt. But my dad's place is green belt, but they won't let us put another house on there.
I know. I've got the same thing. I'm trying to do some casework for a lady who lives just the other side of me. And I've got a big plot of land, and I've got an
That means that we can
shed, and I've got my mum and dad in, and I want to build a little bungalow. You can't even see it from the road door.
You can't see ours.
They want to build, they want to build a little bungalow, just for mum and dad, and whatever. You can build it, it's on the
Yeah, that exactly.
say, no, it's in the green belt, because nobody can see it this way, and that's not any
So are you fighting that at the moment?
well, I'm trying to help them get it. I'm supporting you, saying.
So would you support us for being able to put, like, my dad wants to like half part of it off.
Yeah.
So because my dad's in his 80s, and so I
So we've had engagement with the NHS as part of this conversation. So they've now got that's more details.
It's reasonable, I think it's sensible, I think we need.
What I'm going to do is the NHS basically and then we go to the
I mean, the other thing you find we do, because a lot of Europe
See, this is right in the corner. This map that was at the front, wasn't it? In Coinham has been put right in the corner. They are not interested, guys. Not interested one bit. Oh, sorry. So this is that Horndon on the Hill initial proposals. I don't know if you can see that, can you? Yeah, PR, yeah. All right, Paul.
I'm so busy. I know that. People say, oh, you'll be bored. Let time to be bored.
Not every time.
There's no planning in this, guys. No planning whatsoever. I mean, look, all that stuff behind there. Look, that's just been left on the side. Look, on the floor. Guys, there's no planning in this.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know the details.
My daughter's booked to buy it.
And all the councillors are just hanging around with their hands behind their backs. Absolute fucking joke.
Two buses going, all the kids out of school into the buses, and the pocket.
Yeah, we've just come in and there was a big bus there actually.
If it's enough halfway.
Yeah, I don't ask.
Amazing.
Yeah. The setup in Coinham is so much better than this. This is just a little room, and you can't even mingle like you did in Coinham. Should have actually got two mates, one on that side and one on that side. Instead of having instead of putting a proper stand up so you can stand up against it like you do in Coinham. What is going on here? They could have easily put all that over that side and it wouldn't be a bottleneck here, would it?
Talking about next, you wait till the rehearsals are built.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolute joke.
I've got to get this.
That's the Coinham proposals on this side, and on that side you've got the Stanford side. Well, what the hell is going on here?
I'll have a look at yours.
It's an absolute bottleneck round here. Absolute joke. Absolute sorry.
It's not big enough.
No,
And
it should be
nobody's
put
been
over there.
informed.
It should be put over there in the computer area. What's the matter going over there?
Why don't you suggest that?
I am. I'm going to put it over there in a minute. Yeah. Where's another table? Look, and there's one over here for London Gateway. What's going on here? What is going on here? Where's another stand? Where's another stand? Guys, we need a...
Why are these back to back?
Why are they back to back? It should be on all separate stands.
We don't know there's two of them there for one of them.
Because we didn't have enough space for all these people to put them all on separate stands.
What's that space behind there in the computer area? What's about that?
Yeah, we wanted to avoid going into there.
What? Avoid going into there, but and you're talking about our future and you're not interested in what's happening now.
But you can still see both sides.
You can't there, look how long you've got to wait.
You know it's there if you don't keep going.
Exactly, look at they've had to go round the back. Oh my God. Absolute joke.
This is all obviously indicative in terms
What, are you okay with that there? That goes over there. Yeah, we're okay with that there, like that, yeah? So now you can see that proposal. There's your coin and proposal there. So... if we can get another place to put this proposal, that is just an absolute joke, because they can easily go and haven't they got a stand they can put this on? And there you go. There's your stand. I'm in charge, yeah. I cannot believe they asked you to go back to back with them. Look, because you could put one there.
Do you want to look at this board? I'll try and get it moved around.
Exactly. It should not be like that. I'm sorry. You're mad thinking. Right.
Leave that one there, and I'll get this put in a different position.
Yeah, that's going over there. There you go. Look at that. Just get another chair. If you get another chair, sorry. There you go. That's better planning. Where are the planning team lately? Have they disappeared or what?
There's not so many of them left there. We're short of staff.
I wonder why. There you go.
That's a mistake.
That's it. There you go.
My team's job is to try and encourage more sustainable travel. Because build another 20-odd thousand houses.
Thank you very much. This is an absolute travesty what they're doing here. They're having everything back to back. Absolute joke. This is a public meeting. And it's that now. You've now got that there now, right? Okay. And there's your Stanford one, okay. There's your Coinham one, guys. And there's your London Gateway and Corriton. If they hadn't sorted this out, what would it take me to do it all? Done.
My neighbour was actually
I mean, look, you can tell that by this, look. West Horndon, look, they've just chucked in the corner, look. Absolute joke. So I've pushed this one back, make it a bit more better area.
Because they were built all the way down.
How important is the Thames to you? Very important.
Flood defences out, and maybe a river bus.
That's really going to be overtaking the ferry between Gravesend.
Yeah, Gravesend, yeah, that's going, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's all we get to see.
Yeah, exactly, they want to get rid of that, yeah.
It's been there years.
Yeah,
Years.
Before the tunnel.
Just to show you, this is a strategy. You've got to work with the Environment Agency over the next 50 years to develop
Another sort of
a strategy for the Thames, so we want people's views.
Only one dot on not at all important, amazing, and all the others are, nah, I've done all that. Done all that 10 years ago. This has been going on for 10 years. Yeah. This has been going on for 10 years.
And a better quality.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah. Exactly.
The thing is though, like better quality spaces, like you have to be able to sort out those horrible children and all those people that think it's alright to go around graffitiing everything and breaking things and setting fire to them before you get quality open spaces.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you want? No more houses.
More nature.
This one's about Thames. There's another one over there about residential areas. If you
Yeah.
We've done that one.
Do about 10 penny for insurance too as well.
More nature. That's it. So, better flood defences.
More nature means you don't have to cut any grass, any trees or anything. Right. And that's why the roads in towns...
Well, I offered them the Coinham Light Railway, but they weren't interested in that. Yeah, that was an open space.
I'll put that down as a comment. I'll put an extra comment because a lot of people said the same thing. Especially a lot of vegetation where you should do and stuff. So I'll make that comment.
Yeah, the Coinham Light Railway.
For each venue. It's all I'm passing these on to the
Better quality open spaces. I love it how it says restaurant and bars, like you want to sit outside like the French do. And all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You don't really want that, do you? You don't want to sit outside in the rain, do you? But the French do it all the time. Yeah, exactly. This is just another tick box in education, that's all this is. Better flood defences. Look. They ain't even got the flood defences sorted now, still from 1953, so... Yeah. Oops. You want to come in or are you alright?
I'm just having a look.
I know, just having a look, I know, we all are.
Yeah. There's also planning officer.
Funny how she was standing here when she on Monday. She's standing at the other place. I've just had to tell them what to do over there. They're all coming round in a circle. One bit's behind and one bit behind that one. I said, it's a bottleneck. He said, yeah, it's going to be a bottleneck for years. I said, no, I'm talking about now. So I've moved it all out of the way for them. So it's all so they can see it now. So you're staying here till 6:30 or not?
I might.
Yeah.
There we go.
Excuse me, just want to say hello.
Cheers.
Yeah, councillor, yeah.
I don't know why you don't sent the last one. I covered you in on the last lot. I was just
So this is that Lower Langdon Hills initial proposal on the A13. It's across the road from Branksome Avenue, that one.
All the villages, I think
That's all right. Right, this is what I've done anyway. I've let a little people out. These were all on stands before, weren't they, guys, on Sunday? Now we've had to plan to put chairs out. I had to make them put it on chairs. It's just a bottleneck round here, guys, sorry.
You can complain and give your reason. She said, really give your reasons why you can do that online, but here you can already see what you can prepare. That's the way how we can
come round, because I don't want to sit and then just show yellow lines around here.
and they've got leaf designs on the big brass bird. The shit goes, look, actually, it's done here, so I've got a nip. So now I've got
Thought I recognised you.
Hello.
All
right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
And how's your brother? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
He was at this one on Monday, but not here.
Yeah.
Or Sunday or Monday, whatever it was.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
because they're all going all around, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's the only day it's here, isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
nice to see you.
And
Right,
you
yeah.
too,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
See you later. Right, okay, mate. Oops, sorry.
Just simply so you can afford the place. You only have to get so,
Nice, easy.
If you're representing the voice, then you've got to listen to people. But I think everyone's wasted their time.
Well, you know where I am anytime.
I'll be more happier though in my area, not really.
All right, well, go and do it for your area then.
How do I do
I'll
that?
speak to Rob. It's the same thing, but there's already going to be an independent there. And I think you split the vote. But I'll see if Roy wants to stand here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll have a word with Roy.
Yeah,
If Roy wants to.
interested in my area because I know it's like my area.
Yeah. I'll have a word with Roy. He lives the other side of the A13 in the second to last, third to last bungalow on the bottom of the hill. So he's 6 2/3. But he was previously a councillor and he's the chairman of the forum. So he's got a really good local. He's really well locally connected, whereas you probably haven't got that at the moment. So you're starting from scratch. I mean, it's only a year. Do a year and then switch.
I know.
It don't change. You get to vote on the same things. You get to have your say on the same things. You know, you're not restricted to dealing with things in Stanford. Well, you see the shit I get involved. I mean, I've just promised to help this couple here. They live in Corringham Fobbing Ward, and the other couple that we're talking to, they actually live in Basildon. But I said I'll help you.
So you do cover the whole area then?
Yeah. You're not just tied to where you are. You get to, and you go. You know, you get to sit. I mean, I sit on health and I sit on housing committee, so I get to have an input in housing and social needs, and I sit on health and wellbeing overview and scrutiny. So, in terms of all the health issues in Thurrock, I sit on the committee that has comment. Don't mean we get it all done, but we can at least try.
And see.
Well, I mean, from your perspective, and being rude, you've been through the health system, so you know exactly what the issues are.
I've been through all the forms as well, because I've done all the Thurrock Council forms, Okay.
But it wouldn't. I appreciate you would, but there is a guy there who's already got. He's got two. He was at council there, and he lost by a few, just about 100 votes last time. So the chances of him going from where he is to getting enough to win is strong. Whereas, not being disrespectful, you're a new face, but we haven't got a face here. And what it'll be is I'll endorse you. I'll say I absolutely support. Bang, 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 bang. And on the back of, and I'm not blowing sugar at my own arse. On the back of what I've achieved in Stanford. I think you'll get it.
Okay. Well, if you think of it.
Yeah. Warm.
It's warm in here,
I'll just make a move now.
All right, well, I'll hang about for a bit. How are you doing anyway? You better?
Not too bad. I've got good build that place. I've got planning committee tonight. The wife, who tonight was walking because she went for a knee replacement. We go through on Sunday.
Right.
And hopefully she's going to be done with 20 months.
All right, to get the okay. Oh, they'll do all the heart check and all that shit, don't they?
Yeah.
So,
So,
I hope it goes well. All right, mate.
And then I'll perhaps get my stuff in the right leg, so I can stop.
Well, exactly. All right, take care.
You're going to get it.
Didn't buy the house for you and the choir. No, I've been there 6 years. It's quite nice.
Just acknowledge, did you hear that conversation? Terry's the standing councillor, and they said, he said, how's the firing line going? Because you're going to get it. They know that it's not going to be a Tory win. It'll either be independent or Labour. The Labour candidate will do well. But on the back of anti-vote aim and what I've achieved, there's a good chance of getting it.
You'd be a councillor then, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You'd have your say. I am, yes.
For this ward?
Stanford West.
To Stanford?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in Corridon. I live
Do you?
in Howell Road.
All right.
Lady lives in Milton Road, the next
Right.
road to us.
Yeah.
So we're not very happy about
I
this.
can understand why. I wouldn't
Not
be very
very
happy
about
either.
this at all. But apparently there is no option for nothing at all.
No, there is.
Well, apparently I've got told there isn't.
No, that's just a lie.
Well,
Sorry, that's just a lie.
well, I said,
why
well,
not?
you know,
No,
is there an option for nothing? And he
but
said
let's
no.
just no. The option is if the council say no to all this, then there is a possibility that the developer will come in and apply for planning permission and get it. The council may turn it down, and then they may win it on appeal.
Because this has already been thrown out once,
I know.
hasn't it?
So, but to say that there is no option is a lie. I promise you that is a lie, and it's entirely wrong. If a council officer said that to you, that is entirely and utterly wrong. Because as they keep telling us, and they're saying to everybody, because everybody comes in and says it's a Thurrock local plan, and I say, oh no, there isn't a local plan, it's just a draft. Okay, well if it's a draft, I can get me pencil and I can colour that back into green then.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Exactly. And it's green belt and flood.
Yeah, I know.
Like that.
What they're saying is, what they fear is, and there is a legitimacy to their concern. What they fear is, and this is the reason, I mean, this local plan should have been in place for 2016.
Yeah.
Thurrock Council's, you don't mind me using a rude word, do you?
No.
Thurrock Council's a shit show.
Oh, tell me about it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Lose all our
I got
money
I got elected
Yeah.
in May because I used to be the editor of the Gazette, then I had the Thurrock Independent, now I run a thing called Nub News. That's me, yeah. I've been banging my head against
I can recognise your voice. That's
yeah,
your
Neil Spade, Thurrock Nub News, yeah. I've been banging my voice and my head against the brick wall from outside since 2004 when I moved here with my family, little family, they're all grown up now, and I got so annoyed, and I got so annoyed with the financial situation and the lies and all this other. So I stood as an independent in Stanford West in May and got knocked the standing Tory, who was the one who was the portfolio holder for losing all the money, knocked him out by over 100 votes and got elected. And it's been horrendous being on the inside, because I found out on the inside they're not interested in changing it, whatever.
But they were told as well not to do all this investment and
it
everything.
is,
How was that not controlled?
Because pick my words carefully. Because they're arrogant and because they're thick. And the two things, some of them, some people did, but I think that was, to be honest with you, I think that's overstated. I mean, I think that's. I've been covering local government for 45 years as a journalist, and the actual real occasions. I mean, it does happen. So a councillor the other 2 or 3 months ago, for a planning application, got a phone call and got offered £20,000 to support a planning application. Now, she went to the police straight away, and the person who did it was that they were able to track it back through phone calls and whatever, and that person has been arrested. So let's hope. Well, we'll see what. No, well, maybe that's the case, but I promise you, I don't. It costs me money to be a bloody councillor. But going back to the point about this. The local plan should have been in place from 2000. The excellent local plan ran out of time. They've sat on it and messed about and not done it because they've been awful. The chief executive was dreadful. There's no organisation, and all the Tory councillors were on a big ego trip of how great they are and blah blah blah. And don't get me wrong, it's probably been the same with the Labour because there's a